Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Court of Swords. It's episode 71. We're already at 71. It's already here.
Episode 71.
It's happening. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. How are you guys doing? Zeke, you're hot off a plane right now. Straight off,
yes,
hot off
I
a
am.
plane? Is that a? We're gonna say that's a saying.
I mean,
how hot is it off that plane,
presses.
Zeke?
Hot out the plane.
Yeah. You were in.
Yeah.
Seattle. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Good.
In Seattle at the Showbox Theater in Seattle, or Showbox. I don't know if it's theater, but at the Showbox in Seattle, watching Carpenter Brute and Jean as their opening act, and it was awesome. It was really, really good. A lot of fun.
Are those both French?
Yes, I believe so.
So why did you only say the second name in French, Zeke?
Because Carpenter is after John Carpenter, pronounced like the director, I'm sure, and Brute is pronounced Brute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Well, actually, it's more like with the weird way they say R's.
Yeah. What type? I've heard of them, but I don't know if I could tell you what type of music they are. So what would you?
They're dark synthwave sort of stuff.
I feel
with,
like by
heavy
default,
rock
all
influences.
synth. I think all synthwave is like fairly dark, like in terms of genre. Like if it's synthwave, it's got a little bit of that. Like you wear your Ray-Bans while you're driving your Lamborghini down the highway in the middle of the night. Like I feel like that's the vibe. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's definitely the way it is. And there's a lot of like rock guitars.
Oh.
Infused in at least in Carpenter Brute's music.
Random. Is this like the song in John Wick 2 where they're outside in Italy, and there's like this weird like synthwave song playing? Is that similar at all?
I don't know, man.
Okay. All right.
If you want a soundtrack, like synthwave was pretty much invented by the soundtrack for Drive. Like
okay.
Kavinsky.
All right. Kavinsky. Gotcha.
The
Great.
song,
Yeah.
Kavinsky
probably had a great
pretty
time
much
then.
like pioneered the genre, and then Perturbator kind of blew it up. But yeah, if that's the movie you're looking for, then
Great.
the one.
Now I'm gonna go
I
watch
think
Drive.
I actually saw Kavinsky
It's so good.
open for Daft Punk.
Ooh.
Wow, that would be cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
I love some Carpenter
But yeah, they
Brute,
played all the songs from the new album, or most of them from the new album, and a lot of the hits that everyone loves, like Roller Mobster, the Le Perv, Turbo Killer. But the best part of the show is, I was telling Adam earlier, they ended it with a cover of Maniac.
Like
She's a
Michael Sambello.
Maniac on the floor. Yeah. And the reason why they did it is because
I'm
that
into that.
song originally was meant to be a song for a horror flick about a killer, about a psycho killer. And he changed the lyrics. He didn't change the tune of the song, but he changed the lyrics. And like the original lyrics are like, he'll kill your cat and nail it to the floor kind of thing. Yeah.
That sounds like
original.
something evil. Yeah.
So, but that's the thing, like
Yeah.
the song itself, you know it from Flashdance, but if you really listen to it, there's kind of a sinister nature to the song that really like is akin to what Carpenter Brute does.
Yeah, I dig it.
Huh.
But yeah,
That's
it was a ton of fun. And I met like
Was it?
Man and I were there, and quite a few people that obviously like-minded people gather at places. So we actually met a few people that were like, "Hey, is Zeke, man? Oh my god!" There's like like 5 or 6 people that recognize.
That's what your
I know
average
that it happens a
Ezekiel
lot.
fan sounds like. Hey, bro, what's up, man?
If you met him, you'd understand.
Were you? I have to ask. Were you already? I guess not. Were you already high as fuck on something when you were meeting them? Was it a weird encounter?
No.
Okay.
No.
Man,
I waited.
That would be
was
the last
inside.
thing I would want to do if I just like did a bunch of whatever, and then a fan walks up and I'm like,
Oh, listen,
no.
JP, you haven't
different-
lived until you've done VidCon on acid before. Yeah.
No, it was a totally different. It was a totally different thing because I know I saw a couple of people afterwards, after the concert was over, as we were walking out. They were like, Zeke, and I was just like, I didn't even look. I just turned around. I'm like, come here, pow. Like,
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? Don't care, bro.
nice.
Turn on, tune in, and smash that subscribe button.
There you go.
That's right, damn it.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice.
But I was a little worried I wasn't gonna get here because my plane did in fact get delayed by about 20 minutes. So.
Man, you just don't. You need to stop flying. You've had some rough travel stuff in recent times.
Oh my god! And the fuck, it's windy as fuck. Like going from Montana to Washington.
Oh.
And it's just like, if you're scared of turbulence like I am, I'm just like sitting there like.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Erin hates that stuff, so when we fly together, my arm it becomes like a pin cushion for her nails.
Yeah,
it's not good. It's not that's the part that I hate about flying with turbulence is that I just get it hurts real bad.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Glad you made it to the show. Good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Mr. GassyMexican, I'm just gonna call you out. What are you doing your taxes for on tax day, Max?
Mr. Taxi Mexican.
I'm just saying, it like
Tax Mex.
They do it in April, so you have 4 months to do it, Max. He's listening to some Carpenter Brute right now.
He's doing the fuck you dance.
Yeah.
No comment.
Do you want me to message you when I do my taxes next March or next February and
Honestly,
say, do your taxes,
to be
Max?
fair, I did have it scheduled earlier, like several days earlier, so I had a breathing room of whatever. You're supposed to do estimated taxes. I don't. I just eat the penalty at the end of the year because fuck messing with taxes during any other point than when you have to. I should do it. Maybe one day I'll grow up. But
wait,
yeah,
do you not
I had
pay
it scheduled
quarterly?
No.
I'm gonna flip my tape. What the fuck are you doing, Max? Can I send you the email to my accountant so you never have to worry about this shit?
Go for it.
You'll have to put a check in the mail every 3 months, though.
I love these conversations because I get to sit here and be like, man, it's so much less of a hassle paying my government not to make bombs and jet planes.
All right,
and shit.
cool it down over there,
once.
Canada person, Canada. Fucking Adam, Canada.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you,
They're paid. Your ass CPA, Max. You're all just saying things I've heard before. I haven't done it yet. I know. I'm stupid. Okay.
Yeah. I
What do you want from me?
I told Erin to email my accountant like last week because she hadn't done it yet either. And within like 10 hours, he's like, "Here you go. I need a check for some money, and we're good to go." So
Yeah.
I'll just I'm gonna
do
make
that,
my accountant
honestly.
become the streamer accountant, and
I have no problem with that. If it works and it's all good, sure, man. I mean, the thing is too is like finding somebody that obviously would understand and have some he already handles your shit, so he's like, yeah, totally cool. I understand this makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, there was like the initial hurdle of like, so you stream, how do you? It was like the Senate hearing for Zuckerberg actually. How do you make money on Twitch? Oh, we run ads.
I mean, this is true whether you're finding an accountant or like a therapist. If you're paying them to spend an hour explaining like the most basic shit about your life, you need to move on. Like, don't engage, because it's like, cool, well, I'm going to tell you the work that I do. If you charge me for this, you're a bad person because you're ignorant and not me. And then I'll give you my money to handle it. But like, until then.
Max, weren't you on a panel at one of these events on how to do your taxes as a content creator? Okay. All right. I was about to be like, shame on you. I was about to shame the shit.
No.
Okay. All right.
The only thing I've ever talked about is like everything other than I don't think I've ever been like, this is how you do your taxes.
Look,
are you fucking kidding me?
I don't understand the first fucking thing about doing my taxes. I
understand what you're supposed to do, but I'm not going to go up on a panel and be like, I've done that. I think I've been on a panel and be like, even I have issues with things, Everything else about streaming pretty much got locked down. It's just the whole, I just fucking hate taxes. It feels like, I hate the feeling. I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do
also, especially when you're just self-employed. We were talking about earlier, Adam was saying like, when you get to the end of it, when you get to the end of it, it's like, okay, you made it. Guess what your reward is? Pay this money.
Yeah, right? It's like you pay them, and then hours later, they're like, okay, so we're done. We did the thing. Now you have to pay somebody else like a lot more.
Yeah.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
Also,
yeah.
I didn't have like health insurance for pretty much all of 2017. I have it now, whatever. But
I mean, that's fine.
You get penalized, and this is, I already knew about this, but you get penalized in America for not having health insurance.
Yep.
So it's
how
like,
does that freedom taste? You guys like that?
I can
freedom?
afford health insurance. That's great. I'm the exception to the thing. But for a lot of people, like, well, you can't afford health insurance? Fuck you. Give us money.
Yeah, give them more money. That's how it works. It's really stupid.
I was laughing about it with the tax guy.
Yeah.
Like, that is some fucked up shit, man.
It's real stupid. You know, you're paying more too because you're not paying quarterly, right? You're gonna get fined for that, or you did get fined for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do them quarterly, man. All content creators should do that shit. Anyone that's not salaried should fucking just do that shit quarterly. You just save money on it. It's best.
Yeah.
It's best. Anyways.
Remind me of it if you want to. You don't have to. Obviously, you're not my dad.
You should already be paying. Like, here's the thing that sucks about paying quarterly is in April you pay twice because you pay if you earn since it's like a moving target. When you on tax day, you'll pay what you need to pay for last year, but also the first payment of this year. So then it's kind of like a double fuck you, but it's not that bad because it would be much, much worse if you didn't pay it all that year.
In general, taxes suck, but they're done. I don't have to worry about them now until, well, the next time JP emails me and says, hey, fucking pay your taxes, you idiot.
Well, it will be in June is when you're supposed to send your, you got to send your first quarterly payment in June. So, look, I'll intro you to my tax guy, dude. He sends me.
Do it, honestly.
He texts me leading up to the fucking thing every week, and then the day it happens, he goes, hey, did you put that in the mail? And I'm like, nope. And then I put it in the mail. We're good to go.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I mean, pester me, and then you'll get a response.
Yeah.
I don't take it personally. I don't care.
Yeah.
I know that about myself, so I tell everyone else, like, pester me, DMs, do it. That's probably the easiest way to get a response. If that doesn't work, JP knows to go to the cell phone, text message, and then he gets a response usually. Unless I'm asleep.
I feel like I'm finally understanding what it feels like to be Dan when we all talk about shampoo. I'm just sitting here like, that doesn't apply to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dabble if you want, but it's not a requirement.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. The nice thing about paying Adam is that I don't have to send him 1099s every year, so it's great. I need to hire more people outside the U.S. because 1099s fucking suck. They're the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Anyways.
Outside of tax depressing, stupid, why the fuck, this is awful news. My hurdy-gurdy comes today.
What is that? Why did I got asked like 10 people?
It's a musical instrument.
It's a musical instrument.
If you wanna get your hey nani nani on, you need a hurdy-gurdy. You got it. You got it.
Wait, why did you order one of these? Did you lose a bet?
No. I've been playing a shit ton of Sea of Thieves, right? And that's in there, and then that got me interested into it. It's one of the musical instruments you play while, as a character in there. And then I got interested in just hurdy-gurdies. I'm like, holy fuck, this is a real instrument? Because it's actually pretty cool sounding. And I'm already kind of like a musically, inclined person, so I'm interested in new instruments that kind of pique my interest.
All right, and then, Max, if you're starting a Ren Fair band, I will join you. I'll buy a shawm. I can play a mean shawm. We will fucking rip it out.
Too, is like
Witcher 4. Witcher 4, you need a minstrel band. Me and Max are on it. We need a percussionist. Zeke, do you know how to play a tambourine? Do you know how to dance like the guys in the safety dance video? Will you wear hose?
Yeah.
If so, Max and I are looking for a tambourine player.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Good.
Thing is, like, I already have a pretty.
Cuts though for like, are we gonna split the shillings?
Yeah, we'll split the shillings.
That's right. Yeah, you can have a third of a shilling.
We'll use the shillings.
The other hey penny.
We'll use the shillings for celebratory times after we play, and then whatever's left after that, we split it up. Right?
Nice.
Well, first we have to tithe 10% to the church. That's the law, and then we can spend the rest.
Oh, it's 10. They took it down. It used to be 15.
Yeah. Listen, man, this is the Renaissance. We're not living in the dark ages anymore.
The king and country,
Yeah.
Wait,
That's right. Exactly.
am I bad at Googling, or is it really an $1,800 instrument?
No. So the one that I got is a very basic introductory. It's like $300 that I spent on it. But they go anywhere usually from like 400 to all the way up to like 4,000, depending on how complicated or nice and ornate you get one.
What type of peg head rosette did you get?
Are you talking about a wine?
No. I have the option for the pig head
I'm legitimately
rosé.
looking up. I'm looking up medieval instruments now. This is great.
You've done the exact one that I got. I can link it to you.
Did you get a butterfly, a fleur-de-lis, a dragonfly, a flower, a tree, a cross, a dolly, a maple?
Don't act like you know what you're talking about. You're just saying
or
words.
Try not.
I'd pay $300 for a shawm. Let's do it.
Is the $300 a tax deductible work expense? Actually, technically it is, because I plan on
if you play it.
Video with it.
If you play it on
stream, absolutely, 100%.
No,
that's why it's like a very
dude. Anything I buy, I'll just put it on stream. I don't give a fuck what it is, because I'll just write it off.
Yeah.
I got an Illidan statue that we're gonna do a second box opening for tomorrow, even though I already opened it once, because it's a write-off. Anyways, go ahead.
Getting on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get that, but yeah, I got interested in it because I Sea of Thieves, and then I watched YouTube videos, and I'm like, this looks fucking cool. So I'm gonna fuck around with it, probably mess around with it. It's a basic thing, so if it sucks and I hate it, then you know, whatever. I tried it, and it'll pay for itself in enjoyment, and also just being able to use for Sea of Thieves streams or just on streams and making a silly little YouTube video.
You'll be compensated. You'll be compensated in the lulls, just having it around and playing it badly.
Yeah. Plus, it's called a hurdy-gurdy. It's hilarious.
The hurdy-gurdy is a noble instrument.
Yeah. I might even bring it to me. I might even bring it to the Renaissance Fair. Although then you have to carry it around all day. That's the trade-off. Like booze and turkey leg hand, you know, or...
Does it have a strap? Did you get a strap for it?
It does have a strap, but I imagine it's probably pretty bulky, and they're kind of awkward instruments to hold.
I get that.
Yeah.
We get that. Well, cool. I'm glad you got a hurdy-gurdy. And your taxes.
You're gonna learn how to play Careless Whisper on it. Could you please?
Now, bro. I think I have to. Well, the cool thing about the hurdy-gurdy is that it's a drone instrument, so right. So you crank the thing, and it has a drone string or strings that goes on while you're pressing, you know, these other, you know, engaging the other strings. So it's like multiple things that are going on. That's what's so neat about it.
Yeah. I
gotta tell you, there's a distinct division in my timeline of knowing you. There's Max before he cared about hurdy-gurdies, and there's Max after. And I gotta say, I like this place. I like where we are, Max. I like hurdy-gurdy Max. I'm into it.
You made the right
Eventually, it's gonna be like, guys, I ordered my 4th hurdy-gurdy. This one.
Yes. Professional hurdy-gurdy streamer. I'm into it. Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Well, you got to go get it now during the break. Did you already open it, or are you going to do a unboxing?
No, it's coming today. I have text updates. It's coming today by 8 o'clock. So before the show ends, it should be delivered.
Very nice.
You're going to have to do some shout-outs with hurdy-gurdy on it. I hope you understand that. It's going to
right.
It's going to be a thing. You're going to have to do it.
It's going to be played so bad. You're just going to get it thrown, and me, watch, I'll break it. The first couple notes will be... Bing!
Yeah, it'll be great.
Well, can you please just become that guy that goes to parties and brings his acoustic guitar, but it's a hurdy-gurdy?
It's a hurdy-gurdy.
Like, hey, everybody, we're having a really nice time here at this party. Let me play Wonderwall on my hurdy-gurdy. Oh, fuck, man.
Also, learn Wonderwall. That's the next thing.
Learn Wonderwall.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on Careless Whisper, man, and singing it like a pirate. Oh, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm.
They've got no rhythm.
It's hard to have guilty feet when you got a peg leg, so.
A guilty foot.
Anyways.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eye.
I love it, Max. This is it. I'm gonna. As soon as you get that hurdy-gurdy on stream, you start playing these '80s hits.
Yeah,
I'm all over it. I'm in love.
That's my new YouTube channel.
That's
just what my career is gonna be.
You gotta sing Maniac too on it. Can we do Maniac in a pirate accent? Does anyone?
Dude,
go ahead. I'll wait. We got 3 hours and 30 minutes.
He's a maniac.
There you go, that one.
Maniac on the floor.
That's Groundskeeper Willie from that episode of Simpsons, because he plays that song with his one-man band, right? He's got the accordion and the drum on his back. It's from the Mary Poppins episode.
That's true.
That's right.
You just ad-lib while it's going. She's dancing like she's never danced before. It's because she's got a pig leg.
No. You got to do the. You got to do the horror music for it. You got to peg the cat to the floor.
By pinning your cat to the floor
with your peg leg.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That actually sounds like it would be a pirate song. Just some fucked up pirate song about somebody who pins a cat to the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Does anyone else have anything going on? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Dan, what have you been up to? How's it been going in Danland?
Just boring. Kind of waiting for God of War to come out.
Yep.
Just trying to pass time and wait until it comes out.
Yep. I'm right there with you. I've been replaying God of War. I finished God of War 2 today. What's the worst thing in the God of War series for you? The worst level? Because I played on hard. What's the worst like room that you? I want to compare room stories here. What's the worst?
The worst
room for you?
room? Okay, the absolute worst is in the first game when you have to defend your wife and daughter from on hard difficulty. Normal, it's fine. But on hard difficulty.
You talking about the hug?
Yeah.
Yeah, the hug battle. We have to keep hugging them and keeping them alive. But close to that is the room before that where the conveyor belts are moving you to the edges and the.
Now that one I might agree with you with. That one was
harpies constantly never fucking stop spawning.
I bugged that room, by the way. So here I played through all those games and it took like 1 or 2 tries and I found the like cheese spot. In the room with the conveyor belts, if you stay furthest to the camera, you can sit on that spot and the belts won't move you back and forth and the archers can't shoot you.
That's so cheating. That makes it infinitely easier.
So then you just kill the 53 bats that are there. You just spam circle on them with the blade and it one-shots them. And then you go to the fucking archers and you just kill like the 8 archers and you're good to go. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, if you remove the things that make the room hard, then yeah, it's pretty easy.
And then for the hug battle I did in like 4 tries because I just comboed. I like lamed the fuck out of it because when you hug her, you get like rage mode. You get a shit ton of rage, and you could just spam through it and get a second rage, and then just do the Poseidon thing with an infinite magic on it. That wasn't. I
love that hugging your wife gives you rage.
Yeah,
points.
it's
like,
no. It's
oh
so stupid.
God, why did I marry her?
It's so stupid. Yeah.
What's your worst room?
The worst room for me is the second game, and it's the one where you're in the Phoenix area, and with the conveyor belt, I think, or no, it's when the fires are coming at you and the guys constantly spawn. You have to fucking kick them. You got to kick that thing up there and like move it to the left, kick it again, move it to the right, kick it all the way up, stand in front of the thing, pull the fucking switch, the thing go down, then you kick it in front of that, you put it on the left, and then you shoot up to the right. I lost my fucking shit at that, man. I was so tilted.
That room gave me an aneurysm. Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. And then like
I never could do it how they wanted to. I somehow cheesed it. Like something glitched and enemy stopped. They stopped spawning the enemies, and I was able to do it.
Oh, I didn't.
That was fucking horrible.
I quaked my way through that because I had like 20 mobs on the screen. I would just quake, stun them all, and then activate it, and then just get the fuck out of the room. So. And then towards the end with all the Sisters of Fate bullshit, that I just bugged the fuck out of all of that with Quake. Like you're supposed to hit some bodies up in the top right or something to get them to unlock the chain. And I was quaking in the center of the room and the rocks that were exploding hit the things up there. So I didn't even have to climb. So I don't know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. God of War 2. Play it, but be careful about playing it on hard. Same as God of War 1. I don't remember much about God of War 3, so I guess we'll see what happens when I get to it. But
3 is like the easiest of the 3, so you'll be fine.
That's good to hear. Are you gonna play the new one?
Zeus is a bit of a bitch, but other than that, yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna play the new one on the hardest difficulty?
I probably because it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a very tough game. Seems like it's more about storytelling this time.
Yeah.
Versus being combat-y. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's supposed to be pretty good.
It's getting like near perfect reviews everywhere. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna dominate Twitch this weekend. That's for sure. There was well, actually, never mind. I'm not gonna say that because I'm not gonna talk shit about another company. We're just gonna move past that. Let's move forward.
Wow, look at this. I love turned over a new leaf 2018 JP. Look at you.
Yeah.
You're like a real grown up now.
Well, here's the reason: is because we might work together and they potentially could pay me money. So there's the real truth. It's still old JP, just with a new paint job or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a green paint.
The glove in the back reflects his real feeling.
Yeah, no, that's the. Oh my God, I'm gonna show this off. Here we go.
Please do. I didn't notice that. Thank you, Max.
I saw that the first time I saw it in the back and he had it there. I was like, what the fuck?
The Infinity Gauntlet, you bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my this is my Infinity Gauntlet. You know, you can control the hands and everything. That's really loud. You can do that.
That's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Now talk like a pirate with
it.
him.
My favorite thing is to do this.
I was gonna say, how have you put that on Steven Spielberg yet, or
not yet? That's when I go see the movie. He's gonna be sitting next to me, and you're just gonna hear this randomly in the theater, and everyone's gonna know what's happening. Oh man. Anyways, yeah, Erin got this for me when she was in Disneyland, so that was nice of her. It's an infinity gauntlet, and that's I just have it flicking off the stream.
Yeah.
Anyways, Adam, anything new for you? What are you up to?
I've legitimately just spent the last 3 days like doing Stars Without Number shit.
Yeah.
People are very, very excited about this new campaign, and since we did the announcement that Max was going to be on the show, and we started doing all of the faction stuff, it's been exploding. I'm obviously really excited about it, but like, yo, you nerds are dedicated. I was telling JP, I made a channel on Discord last night just to corral all of the talk about the new campaign into one place, and because it was just filling up all of the rest of the Discord channel. So I was like, look, here, we'll make a channel for you until we have the Discord ready. Go ahead and hang out in here and chat. And then I basically went to bed, and in like 8 hours there were 10,000 new messages. People are very, very excited, and I'm super proud of that. But it's been a lot of work working with the mods and with Jack, like getting all the little details figured out.
It's a weird thing.
It's been cool.
I have to approach this delicately, but I'm going to fail, so I'm just going to say it. It's the nerdiest form of RP, in my opinion, to join a Discord chat program where there's no game, and you're serving as an alien council in a made-up space land, discussing like giant. There's a Google Doc in there that's like 10,000 words about how to like join and rank up, and like how the 12, like, it's insanity. I've never seen something like that before, and it's only been like it's been like what, 4 hours since we turned that on.
Yeah.
How big is the Google
Doc? Thinking,
or is he not how big? Who wrote the Google Doc?
Some fan.
The fans.
Just a fan. Okay.
Just a fan made it. Yeah.
Yeah. So far the only like content for the show has been like some Twitter posts here and there. I did 2 videos on my Twitch and my YouTube channel, and then just like people having conversations about the factions and like joining up and like doing in character RP and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like a lot of the stuff that happened with Swansong, where people would post on the subreddit and like just discuss what was going on and do some in character posting. But we've given them a venue for it. Yeah. And now people are like they're just like,
you know what you need to do?
It's really cool.
Here's an idea for you, Adam. Is it at a con, PAX, whatever, do a GM turn live and have the audience members be the fucking faction members and like RP the whole thing. Be good.
Right, invite the council up and do like a whole like model UN thing.
Yeah. It'd be the nerdiest thing at a PAX event, which is saying something.
It would be so good. That's a really good
idea. It would be
actually some kind of
nerdy
live thing. Maybe what's the next PAX? Well,
I don't know. I think they're doing a new one now. It's like PAX Central or something. They just announced it.
And then they'll see what it's like to get judged while you're RPing live.
Yeah. Then the cast will sit in the audience and just go, boo.
Should have done this. Remember that ability?
Yeah.
Dumb faction move. Your faction's dumb.
Yeah. So.
Actually, yeah, we'll just switch it. We'll sit in the audience. We'll make all of them get on stage, and then we'll just shout at them the whole time.
Exactly. Exactly. If you are waiting to get into that Discord, because Patreon hasn't sent you a link or anything like that, that's on them. There's some things you can do. We tweeted out a link that might potentially get you in faster, but it's sending, I don't know, a couple thousand invites out through Discord via email and stuff like that. So apparently it takes a while. So don't try to trick your way in, because you won't even be allowed to react to the bot. It'll just be a white name in space just floating around with no one to talk to. So just wait. Yep. Just wait till that link gets to you. And Adam's going to be making a video in the next couple of days as well. So
yeah, I'll do a little like, welcome to the space station, patrons. Here's how it all works. Yeah, so we're gonna get all the official stuff for the show going this week, and then make it happen. But it's been really fun watching the fans engage with that, and I've just been kind of like trying to keep up with it. Also, I guess I played Pyre. Did you guys play Pyre? I played the first like 4 hours of that. It's a super giant one. Nobody told me that it was the first 4 hours of a visual novel. I did not enjoy it. I was not into it. Like, the game is gorgeous. The art is good. And everybody was like, oh, you're going to love this. And I played it and I was like, no, I don't. I'm not having that much fun with it yet. I'm going to keep going because I feel like it's getting to the actual game. But I was surprised. I was really surprised. Like, it wasn't the sports game stuff. It was the like, oh, this is just like a lot of talking to NPCs. So, yeah, that's the other thing that I did besides running space.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We didn't even mention it. If you didn't know, Max is the 4th cast member on that space show. So that's a thing.
It's me.
Yeah.
Feel free to get
He's
all
gonna be
that.
playing an Imperial tax collector.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just going to roll
Well, all you owe this much to the Galactic Federation.
That'd be great.
That's the voice.
You nailed it.
I'm into it. It's good.
Excited. Yeah. Well, can you just play Berg in space?
That's what everybody keeps tweeting at me. Just like Berg in space, Berg in space. Just kidding, but kind of not.
Just do.
Yeah. I feel like 8+ hours a week pretending to be an idiot would just make you stupid. So please don't do that, Max. Play a character that's smart so you can let your brain breathe a little.
Well, it's smart. We'll see, but
You gotta do Berg in space.
Yeah, no, it's going to be exciting to play. To anybody that's looking forward to any sort of Berg in space, it's not going to happen. It's going to be something completely different.
It might happen still. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Do you roll your all your stats and stuff again? Like
You do,
like D&D?
yeah. Everybody's gonna roll their stats. But
Well, he or she won't sound like Berg if they're
there's
dumb.
no orcs in space. So you're fine.
Yet. I'm gonna be in that faction Discord, just causing all types of mayhem at them. We're gonna make a scientific experiment orc. We're gonna create life in one of them.
Nice, good space orcs. Fantastic.
And to anybody that was hoping for something better than me for the 4th member, sorry, it's me.
Yeah, sure. That's the thing you could say. Sure. Anyways, they're here for some 5e goodness, so let's go to
play some
Fantasyland
Dungeons
and play some 5e,
Okay.
and then we'll return to space on Saturday probably.
So let's do goals because Ramus, Calumet, and Sully Huffa, I need a new goal from all 3 of you. Berg, you still want to pursue the reasons why bad things keep happening to you, find Mod, and figure out your lava arm. Those sound good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, all right.
Are you sure? You sound kind of.
Well, no, I was just thinking because of the tower stuff that just happened.
Okay.
Nah. If I think of something before everyone else is done, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. So Ramus still want to find out about Tulpa or the elves, and make sure the kid isn't a problem anymore, right? Like, can basically convince Berg to give up on the whole finding the kid thing. Do you want to keep those 2?
Then my new one will be find out why Hassan abandoned the towers. The fence.
Oh, like why Hassan left? Because the last time we.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you asked, and the war priest was like, yo, he's in heaven dealing with shit. Okay, cool. Yeah, find out more about that. That should be easy. Okay, let's do Sully Hoffa now. Sully, what do you want your goals to be? Gonna stick with the ley line one?
Yeah, make peace with Berg, find out why ley lines are being tampered with and who's doing it.
Okay.
And then the third new one is going to be contact home and speak with my old mentor about that thing that we spoke about last week after the show.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so get in touch with Turtletown. Okay. And then Kalimat, lone wanderer. What do you want to do now? Because I've got you looking for Mod. And then finding out what the prisoner is, like finding out the truth of the prisoner, which we talked about being kind of like your payment for doing the thing the prisoner has asked you to do.
Yeah, I'm going to abandon the Mod thing for now.
Okay.
And still gonna find out what he was, what his whole deal is, that kind of thing. And then the third one is secret. Is the secret.
Okay, so you wanna make the thing I told you last time one of your goals?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And I need one more goal, and I want it to be I don't know yet. I don't know right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me think about it for a minute.
Also.
Okay. Max, did you decide? Do you want to change any of yours, or you're okay with it there?
No, I think I'm okay with it. I was trying to think of something that was related to what happened before, but all the ones that I have now.
Learn to play the hurdy-gurdy? I think you already have musical proficiency lute, right?
Yeah, you plays your lute for like an episode, and you're like, well, that was a cool gag, and then you moved on with your life.
It just hasn't come up.
It's the weird one episode where we're like, wait, the actor who plays Berg can play a lute? Yeah, let's make him do it in this one. It's
exactly
it's the Picard playing the flute episode.
It didn't test well with audiences, so we just...
That's multiple episodes, and they're fantastic. You're talking about the inner light, all right? How dare you?
That's a good episode. That's fair. See, this is why Max is on the space show, because he knows shit like that, like the name of that episode. Okay.
I actually got my third goal.
Oh, good. Okay.
As I was thinking. It's going to be we talked about this last time, that I'm kind of like losing like my moral compass, so I want to find out more about the star.
Okay.
Yeah. And find out what they're all about.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. All right. So let's we last left our party as Berg, Ramus, and Salihafa headed into the house at the end of all. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, Kalimat, you had been removed from the presence of the prisoner and tossed out into the street with your mission. And I think we probably tune back in on you. We tune in on Kalimat, and you were left with. So there's, again, we've talked about this a little bit. The Farang have this tendency to manipulate emotions by way of memory. So there's a very specific emotion they've left you with, and you can tell me like what the memory context that is. But the emotion is when you have like a narrow miss with someone who is more important or powerful or has authority over you. Like, you get pulled over by a cop and they're like, I'm just going to give you a warning. And you're like, oh, thank God I don't have any money in my bank account. Like that feeling of like you dodged a bullet. That is the emotion that you are feeling as you are walking through the street. What's the memory context? What is the thing that is like lurking in the back of your head when you have this feeling?
I think it's, like something that we've all seen is the time that the Immortals actually stopped, like made everybody fall asleep and then talk to us, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like that could have been very, very bad. Like, I mean, they might have been able to snap their fingers and blink me out of existence. So
just that presence, and that's happened. That's happened to you a few times now. Like, you've been in the presence of the prisoner multiple times. Utrix could have like snuffed you out with a snap of his fingers. So it's a sense of like being in the presence of something that makes you feel like powerless.
Yeah,
that you're feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. So where does Kalimat go when he's feeling powerless?
Someplace that'll make him feel better. And that would be someplace where there are, or were, I guess, maybe not are, but were like song and libation and fun and, games and stuff like that. So I think I'll find like the closest place that serves any sort of alcoholic beverage. And even if nobody's there, I'll try and, reminisce while I'm there and bring my spirits up.
Okay. All right. So we see you outside a tavern in one of the unclaimed regions of the lower city, where the Farang are nearby but have not encroached into this territory yet. Okay. And I think that it's Yeah, it's a pretty like rough joint in the sense that like this neighborhood wouldn't get an official notice of evacuation. The government would just be like, we don't have the resources to deal with them. Just like let them handle themselves when the Ferengi show up.
Sure.
So these are people who are, yeah, like poor families, sort of rough trade that lives in a bad neighborhood, and this is the bar in which you find yourself. So when you open the door, you come inside. And I think that there isn't any like music playing, but there's the sound of conversation, the sound of beer glasses clinking together, kind of the generic ambiance of a neighborhood tavern, but with the added level of tension that I think you'd be able to pick up of like these are bad times, right? This is a tavern in Belgium during World War II. It's not necessarily going to be like fun and party times. And you come in, and are you making an effort to kind of like blend in, or do you just sort of stumble in?
No, I make an effort to blend in. Like,
Yeah.
No eye contact, just head straight to get a drink at the bar.
Okay. Make a stealth roll, but instead of using your dexterity, use your charisma for that, because this is like social stealth rather than like physical hiding.
So how would that work? Just like a charisma
what's the
save,
just
or?
figure out your total bonus. So what's your charisma bonus?
4.
Okay, and then what's your proficiency bonus?
Also, I think also 4.
Might be 4.
It
is 4 too? Okay.
No. It's, let's say 4 plus 2 plus 2. Yeah. Proficiency bonus is 3. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So plus 7.
Okay. So 4 for charisma, 3 for proficiency bonus. Is stealth one of your like expertise, your rogue ones?
Yep. I do believe so.
All right. So, you know what? It's the same bonus. Go ahead and just roll stealth.
Okay.
Yeah, because your charisma and your dexterity. Okay, all right.
Decent.
So, what do you do to blend in? Is this a like before you come in, you pull the hood of your cloak up? Because you stand out just by being Kalimat, right? It's a thing you're good at, is taking stage.
Right.
So, what do you do to blend in? What does that look like? How do we see you?
I think what I do to blend in and maybe like to throw off people like that want to look at me and stuff, I might. People who are ill or maybe have contagious cold, like viruses or diseases or stuff, like people don't want to be around them or look at them and stuff. So I might like make an effort to like cough and like make it sound like I have something or something, so no one wants to like get near me, kind of a thing.
Okay, so you're like you're putting on the act of being sort of a like sickly traveler. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you come up to the bar. And there is there's a human woman at the bar. She's in her like mid-20s, probably the owner's like one of the owner's children. And she takes a half step back when you approach, and she says, "You're not contagious, are you?"
No. Just dry. My throat is dry. That's why I'm in here. I need something to lubricate it.
And you've coin to pay?
Of course.
I mean, no disrespect, stranger, but I'm going to need to see it.
Okay, so I take out a like 1 gold piece from my pocket, and I do the little like, just a little trick.
She scowls, right? And she says, she looks around. She says, "That's a lot of coin to be flashing around. Not that we don't appreciate it. And if you want to spend it here, it's as good as any place. But you could be a bit less showy about it. What do you have?"
Whatever you would recommend for someone who is weary and heartsick.
Yeah, and so she kind of like nods as you're talking, and she goes over to there's a row of kegs, and she pulls a draft of some kind of ale, walks back and places it in front of you, and she says, You don't have anything smaller than a crown, do you? Unless you're planning on spending all of that here, in which case I'll take it now and keep you in drink until it runs out.
That'll be sufficient. And
Okay, so you give her the gold.
Yep. I don't do it like flashily. I do it with my hand over top of it because I'm noticing that swipes it off. A lot of money here. Yeah.
Yeah, she swipes it off the counter, and there's like a drunk next to you that kind of like looks over at you but doesn't notice, and she says, she gives you kind of a sad look, like, oh, okay, you are gonna spend a whole gold on beer. All right, I guess you're gonna get super drunk.
Well, and then I stop her and I say that if I could use whatever's left over to pick your brain for some advice. I'm in a quandary. I'm in a position I don't know where to go.
Ain't no fortune teller here, stranger.
No,
she looks around.
What I see,
I'm not being pulled in any particular direction. And you can see like the other customers are all kind of like keeping to themselves, like smoking pipes and having hushed conversations. And nobody really wants to like look at each other. This isn't a friendly place. So she looks at you kind of helplessly, like, I mean, I don't know if I can help, but
no, what I see here is someone who services the public and has spoken to many and varied people. I have a question for you. When you have someone in your life who is stubborn or not willing to see things your way, how would you persuade them to see things your way if words didn't work?
She tucks a curl of black hair behind her ear and kind of like cocks her head at you, and she says, strange thing to be thinking about in times like this. Most folks around here are worried about their survival. Whether our new neighbors are going to come waltzing up the street any moment. They drink to forget the world around them, but you come in here with questions about friends, about feelings. Must be nice to have so little to worry about.
Oh, I have much to worry about. And the decision I'm going to make is going to have major consequences, but it all hinges on that very simple idea of trying to convince someone to do something that they might not want to do.
But isn't that what heaven's all about? We're born with a path, and we follow the path, and then we die. And maybe next time around we get a nicer one. Isn't that what the church says? What the arcana say? Every step from birth to death is already preordained, and you only do your soul bad by trying to walk a different one.
So are you saying that you've never questioned what the arcana has put before you?
I play the hand I'm dealt. We don't all have the gold to get us out of the places we were born in.
So you've never been in the position to question anything that's been put in front of you. So if you were traveling down a path and there was a tree in your way, would you turn around or would you move the tree and keep going down that path? The arcana put the tree in your path. So that must mean they want you to turn back. Or does it?
Well, that's why we have priests, isn't it? Don't you know any of those?
Oh, so you would turn around, go ask a priest what to do about the tree, and then come back to it, if he said so.
I suppose if I were smart, I would have asked the priest about trees before I left.
Yes, but not all priests can tell the future. At least none that I know.
She looks at you like, bullshit, man. That's their job.
All right, how about this? Let me put it another way. You have just imagine that you have livestock. How do you get them in the pen when it's time to be in the pen?
I ain't no shepherd, so I wouldn't know. Ask me about pouring drinks, dealing with drunks, and answering asinine questions.
There you go. There it is. At the end of the night, when you're ready to go home and close up the establishment, how do you get people out the door?
It's time. I says so because it's my job. Or someone else.
Surely someone has stuck around and didn't want to leave and you had to get them out. What did you do?
Oh, throw them out. I mean, not me. One of my brothers, maybe.
Oh, okay. So you would enlist some help.
Well, the Arcana gave them muscles I don't have. Might as well use them.
I like that. I'm going to remember that. Okay. Well, I won't bother you any further. I'll just to sit here and enjoy my drink. Well worth the crown for the advice.
Make a charisma save.
Okay. 12.
All right. So, like, you're weird, and you're being weird, and you're weirding her out, but like, not in a bad way. Like she pays attention to you as much as you need. Like when you run out of drink, she's there to get you another one. And when you feel like rambling to her, she's around for that. And the night goes on with the patrons joining you in their drink. But most of them have a home to go to. So as the night wears on towards the day, where do you end up? Do you leave? I think she comes to you probably as you realize you're like one of the last like 4 or 5 people in the place.
Well, before I leave, how many people are left in here? Like a dozen or less?
Less than that, like a half dozen. Some of whom are passed out.
Okay. Yeah, I will take my leave. But before I do that, I'll take out another crown and just slide it across the bar to her and say, hopefully this will serve as a memory eraser. I wasn't here. You never saw me. That kind of thing. Can you do that?
She looks at it. Yeah, she looks at it suspiciously, reaches out and takes it, holds it up. She looks at you, shakes her head, sort of confused, and she's like, whatever you say.
Thank you. What is your name?
All right. She squints at you and she says, I thought we were meant to forget we ever had this talk.
Good point. Turn around, walk out.
Okay. Yeah. She tucks it into her apron as she goes to like roust the drunks from their stools. So meanwhile, that night, Ramus, Berg, and to a lesser extent, Sully Hoffa, you are welcomed into the house at the end of all, which has tonally shifted from this kind of like tense, like foothold for the Armada and their battle against the other factions to a place of some energy. There is the like feeling of momentum. Like people here move with a purpose. Like something has started that will burn itself out before it runs out of fuel. So you're taken in, and yeah, there are people like arming up, readying for whatever sortie into the city. The war priest that you travel with, he's introduced himself. His name is Jin Yong. He's a priest from the Court of Coins who came here to serve at the house. He's been a priest of the tower for 25 years. And Ramus, he has not pulled rank with you like even once. We talked before about how he's like sort of a senior temple priest, but he doesn't act like it. He's treating you with reverence, you and Berg particularly. And he brings you inside, and he says, the services of the house at the end of all are yours, friends. There's much, as you can see, to be done. Heaven's will is never finished, but if you need to rest from your noble pursuits, there are rooms available to you. Anything the house can do. And he bows deeply.
Yes, that last fight nearly killed all of us. We definitely need a rest.
Of course, of course. There are rooms, and he tells you somewhere in the tower you can find a place to rest. And he says, "I will have someone bring you food and drink. You have done well this night, but there's more work to be done tomorrow."
Seems like everyone's getting ready for something. You know what?
He gives you a look, and you can see him weighing how much to tell you. He's not certain. There's a moment there if you want to push or what, but he looks at you I'm not sure how much I should tell you.
Well, I did just save this entire encampment. I think I should know what you guys are planning, at least.
It is not my place to deliver edicts, but I can tell you that the plan to destabilize the city is moving well apace. We have an objective now, sent down direct from heaven. It will be some work, and we build the effort to support it. I'm sure that Hazan will wish to speak with you more about it when he returns. Whenever that is.
How long has he been gone?
Not long, though time in heaven moves differently. It could be an age there before he's back. There are protocols in place for if he doesn't return, a day or two at our discretion.
Hopefully he returns. There's much we have to discuss with him.
I can imagine. And he turns to you, Berg, and he says, "My lord, is there anything that I can do to ease your time here?" Because he saw you get injured. He tried to keep you up himself, and he sees it. Do you need medicine, an attendant, anything that we have? I would be happy to extend.
No one calls me Lord.
He looks taken aback. But you are a hero. I have seen your prowess. You do the tower's work. And he's looking at you in a way that you have never seen anyone, I think, look at you before. You've seen people be afraid of you. You've been feared, certainly. But I don't think anyone has ever really looked at you with the respect that this guy is looking at you with. He is seeing a version of you that maybe you haven't seen before.
Yeah. Berg's looking at him, just kind of cocks an eyebrow
I could use some armor. You saw the fight, as you say. Something, I don't know, to help me get killed less.
Yes, my lord. Do you prefer light armor, freedom of movement, or would that you would be girded with steel? Either way, I'm sure the armory has something we can dig up for you.
Medium. A half plate, if you have it.
He nods. Of course, sir. There is something that will be of suitable value. I would ask that you come with me to the armory. There are measurements to be taken in these things.
Berg just nods and moves with him.
So he turns back to Ramus and Sully, and he says to you, Ramus, brother, all those in the tower know your countenance. Simply ask for what you need, and it will be yours. On the 3rd floor, there are places where you and your companion can rest if you need of anything. Send an acolyte for me.
Very well. You need anything, Sally?
I think I'm just.
Do you have a giant bowl of water for my friend to rest in?
I kind of slowly turn after being lost in the tower, just trying to suck all this in. A giant bowl. What? No giant bowl, please. But do you have a scrying bowl or pool, perhaps?
He shakes his head. No, such tools are the work of wizards. Our divinations are divine in nature. We send missives to heaven. If you would have someone pen one for you, you need only ask.
Would they respond?
And he looks at you like, okay, like I get it. Like things are, he says, yes, the bureaucracy is slow of late. These are the times in which we live.
There is something that I do need. Can you send a scout to the Temple of the Sun? The scout to see how defended it is. How many people are inside? Is it abandoned? I need to know all these things. They have something in there I need.
He raises a single thin eyebrow at that. Like, is that so? And you can see he's hoping for like a little more information.
They have information in there, specifically about the creatures attacking us.
I had not heard that the archives of the Sun contained anything of value, but I could ask for you. We had hoped that the Sun would, in time, turn to our cause. As it stands, they still think there's something to be saved, even as they watch their allies fall. We count them among our enemies, at least here. I'll see what I can find out for you, brother.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, unless you need anything else, he's going to take Berg to the armory.
I don't think so.
All right. So, Berg, you and the War Priest, Jin Young, are down in the armory, and you're amid other people being like fitted with equipment. And when you walk in, there's this like large room. There's the smell of, it smells like a forge, right? There's the smell of like hot charcoal in the air. It's quite stifling down here. And when you walk in the room, there is like an ogre being fitted with like metal plates. So there's a bunch of humans that are essentially like tying these like leather straps onto this ogre, and someone's like putting a big helmet on him and giving him a halberd, and they're getting this ogre equipped for battle when you walk in. And so you and the priest are sort of talking as you come in, and he's asking you. He says, "Where did you learn to fight with such ferocity?"
Some of it is inborn. Most of it through time.
Yes, bloodshed by necessity, of course. He looks at you and he says, I've known a fair few orcs in my day. None quite so skilled. It was impressive watching you work.
Or just grumbles.
What is that weapon you wield, if you don't mind my asking?
Or like holds out like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I'm not exactly sure.
Just like kind of looks at him.
Yeah. He looks at it and he says, an unorthodox implement, though there are many in our order that wield hammers and mauls such as that. Well, whatever it is, you use it with skill. Come this way. We'll get you fitted with some armor. And he leads you into another room, and a smith takes measurements of your armor, and they find you a suit of half plate that would fit you. It takes some time and some adjustment, but eventually, you were kitted out with this tower armor. So the tower's armor is meant to be like imposing and a little scary. So it's all like black washed steel, big tall like shoulders in a sort of like tower motif, probably like a brick pattern across the breastplate. It's clear that you are a knight of the tower when you wear this armor. But you have your mask, so they don't give you a helmet. But you're fitted out in this gear. So let me ask grab you a suit.
Is it magic armor?
It is not, no. But it's certainly
one would think servants of the tower have magical armor.
And they do. It's being used at present.
We're shielded by our faith. Thank you.
Exactly. There you go. So I'll unequip your breastplate and then equip your half plate there. There you go. 18 armor class.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Okay.
We're doing it.
Yeah, so that takes several hours. So while that's happening, Sully and Ramus, where do you go once Jin Yong has abandoned you?
I turn to Ramus and say, where do you wish to go? Should we retire to our quarters on the 3rd floor?
Let's walk around a little bit, see what we can overhear when we're moseying about. A lot of soldiers talking to each other. I'm curious what's going on here. They're planning something.
Could you not just ask Hassan for that information?
Well, he's not here, and we don't know when he's coming back.
Fair enough. I put my hands out, the lead on.
I guess we just like walk around, seeing if we can overhear conversations that soldiers are having with each other, or if anyone's talking, to see if we can get a feel of what's going on in here.
Okay. Yeah. Make a perception check.
Can I aid him?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So do with advantage because Sully's gonna help you.
25.
Thank God for advantage.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So between the two of you, there's a lot of talk about some kind of operation that is coming up soon. Like they're planning for like a big attack or a big assault. Something significant is going to occur. It seems like they're all sort of preparing for that. Some of them are getting ready for smaller missions in support of that thing. But there is this vibe of kind of like, we're gonna go storm the beaches kind of thing. And you hear a couple of times, you hear people talking about the Devil's Vault. And then I think you also hear the name Maru Bhavati more than once. But no one, you hear it in passing.
You want to make a history and I'll make an Arcana check? Or what? How you feeling here, Dan?
Maru Bhavati and Devil's Vault.
I have a +7 in both, so...
Yeah, we'll talk to each other, and you can make the rolls, and I'll help you, and we'll see if we can, between us, figure out if we've ever heard these names before, or...
What do you think is more beneficial, Arcana or history?
Or the name, probably history.
Okay. 20?
Okay. Maru Bhavati is the old like druid language name for the mountain on which the city of Brass is built. Nobody calls it that anymore, but it's like the thousands of years old. It's written in the primordial language. It's a name.
Oh. Okay. You said it's the mountain that it was originally made on, Druid Mountain?
Yeah, it's the mountain that the city of Brass is built in and on.
Okay. Yeah, I pull Ramus aside and say, there's talking about the mountain that the city was originally founded on. And curiously enough, the ley lines would be tied to that, I'm sure. I wonder if it's them causing those problems.
Druids are all about that. ley line shit.
Yes, that ley line shit. Yes.
And what's your religion score?
7. +7.
Yeah, then make a religion check on the Devil's Vault.
All right. 10.
Ooh.
Okay. I mean, the devil. It makes sense that the devil would have a vault, but you don't know much more than that. If it's a religious thing, yeah, it's probably fairly literal. You know, we do know that the Devil's Temple is the only one that isn't in the like temple district.
Sure. Yeah, I turned. It's a vault, probably owned by the devil.
Wow, thank you.
You ask. I'm just telling you what I know.
Adam, is the Devil's Temple? Is it commonly known where it is in the city?
No, it's somewhere in the lower city, hidden away in the slums.
Is there a library in this place? Do you know? A scribe?
There are
or
many.
anything?
There are many, but how many still stand? The tower has been torching them all.
Oh, I don't mean the city. I mean this particular building. Surely the tower has a library of sorts.
Probably something, but the tower isn't all about hoarding knowledge like the magician and other factions of the Arcana.
Well, I think that would be our best bet to find more information on this. But surely you did just, as you said, win that battle. You could approach them, say, I am Ramus, and see how far it gets you.
Yeah, we can see what they do have here. We walk up to a guard and ask them if there's a library in the temple.
Okay. So you walk up to a group of individuals, mostly humans, who are preparing for some kind of action. They're all wearing like black cloaks, dyed black leather armor. They have a cart. One of them has wheeled out with several barrels in it. And when you approach, there's a man in a cloak who turns to speak with you. And when he does, you can see that he has like long black hair, kind of pale skin, and like these like very bright pupilless amber eyes. And when he speaks, his voice has a strange like multitonal quality, marking him as he's not, at a glance, he's not a Genasi, so he might be like a Tianxi, if you had to guess. And he sees you coming, and he says, "Brother Krill, I presume." He puts a gloved hand out to meet you, then thinks better of it, takes the glove off, and then reaches out to shake your hand.
I don't know your name, brother. What's your name? And reach out and shake his hand.
He says, "It is best that you and I stay." Well, he says, "It's best that you and I stay strangers for now. I don't anticipate returning from this thing, but if we meet in another incarnation, I'll tell you then." And he grins, and he kind of like looks back at his friends, and they're all kind of just like, you can sense there's a nervous energy in this little cadre.
Very well, brother of the tower. We just wanted to know, sorry to interrupt you, but is there like a library or archive in this tower somewhere?
He just shakes his head. Not one that I have ever seen. We keep our knowledge in heaven for the most part. Earth is so transitory.
Your kind has an easier time getting there than me and my friend here.
He laughs. Yes, that's true. But even of late, traffic has been slow coming and going. The celestial dogs more on guard than usual. Is there something you are looking to find out?
We just been hearing a lot of talk about the Devil's Vault. We're just curious what's going on with it.
He nods. I ask, Hazan's plan. We were operating the other end of it, but the vault is important. They have a key in it. Something Hazan thinks is going to open the way to the immortals. The why we would need to get our hands on those heretics, I couldn't tell you.
Well, they do have great power. They might be able to help us if all their safety nets are gone. They might be forced to help fight or burn the city with us.
He says, that's wishful thinking, brother. The immortals are as tied to this place as anyone to anything in reality. They've stepped outside the cycle. They know the end that's coming for them.
Would be curious to see what happens if the 4 of there did die. Wonder what would happen to the city.
He shrugs. He says, thankfully not something I need to theorize about. Me and mine, we have other business.
Where are you off to? You seem like you don't plan on returning.
Every trip into the city might be the last. No. These fools and I, we have some demolition to perform. And Sully, you can see while they're all talking, the cart and the barrels look familiar to you.
I think
you recognize them.
Yeah, in perfect Sully fashion. Before you go and blow yourselves up, what do you plan on doing with these?
He chuckles. You have a sharp eye. There are places in the city that make up a web. A magical web.
I turned to Ramus.
And you can see him trying to
I turned to Ramus
trying
and
to dumb it down for you.
Ley lines. They're talking about ley lines. That's the web.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you. Oh, wise one.
Yes, please listen. Continue.
He says, we're trying to wake up something that's been asleep a long, long time. Something that might be able to help us.
Ooh. Could they mean?
I'm like, I say like the word, and I'm trying to formulate the plan in my head and why they're doing it. But why would he help? It's been gone for several years. He has no reason to join your cause.
We don't need it to join our cause, only to awaken a moment or two, thrash about in half sleep, and then return to slumber.
And destroy the entire city and the Farang with it.
And he grins. That is the hope. But this is only part of the plan. Whatever Hazan is doing with the Devil's Vault, that's the other half.
Do you have a map of the entire city and the lines through it, perhaps?
He shakes his head. No, we believe that it's wiser to keep the map separated. Each cell knows only their point of attack. That way, if any of us are captured, those
can't rat on the others.
Can't. He nods. Safer. You understand.
Very wise.
Well, where are you going then? What part of the town are you responsible for?
You can't know that, Sally. No one can know where they're going.
I can know whatever I wish. Which part of the town are you going for?
He says, unless you plan on coming along to help, Brother Ramus is right. I can't tell you that.
Hold on.
Can I make him tell me?
I think like one of my hands goes inside of my my bag and like I run my fingers along a snake's tongue and say, no, by all means, please tell me, and cast suggestion on him. There's a verbal component and a material component, but no somatic.
A material, yeah. You just magically suggest that it might be wise for him to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get a.
It's a wisdom saving throw of DC 15.
Okay.
Casting magic spells onto his allies.
You should tell me.
I mean, I don't know this guy. He's gonna fucking kill himself. I don't give a shit about this guy.
All right, let's see.
Can I tell that Sully just cast a spell?
Oh, he grits it. This guy's warded against this shit.
Yeah, Ramus, make an Arcana check. Same DC. DC 15. Let's see.
Never goes well for Sully.
Never lucky.
Oh, he knows.
Okay, so yes. So Ramus, you see Sully Haffa, you hear the like Benny Gesserit like voice thing he does. He's like, you should tell me. You see the guy blink once or twice, kind of shake the spell off, and say, "I'm sorry. I must insist this stay a secret. Otherwise, we might fail at our mission. It's not that I don't trust you, but..." He looks back at his friends. He says, "I need to keep them safe, at least as long as it matters."
Fine, I'll figure it out another way. It's fine. Good luck to you and blowing yourself up.
Yeah, so I think at some point, like, someone claps him on the shoulder and says, "Come on, we have to go." And they gather up and head out into the background of the scene. They blur out. So what, Ramus and Sully, what are you going to do?
What did you just cast on him? You did something magical. What was that? Never seen you use that before.
Well, we all have our tricks, Ramus. I just don't charge people for them.
Ooh. Oh. Okay. All right. Fine, Mr. High and Mighty.
I'm not being high and mighty. It was just easy to... I was told to be more friendly, and that's a way of... Kalimat did that once upon a time. If you wish to know more about it, by all means, I can tell you. But we need to try to find some... The ley lines are important to the city. I hope they understand what they are messing with.
It seems to me that they plan on waking one of the gods the Druids worship, and the barbarians and the people in the wilderness, the old religions. Talks about sleeping gods in the world. It sounds like they want to like jolt it awake for a minute, just to shake the city and destroy it all.
Ramus, where I come from, this is heresy on the highest account. You do not tamper with these forces at all. I hope they understand that.
Sorry. We have to destroy the city.
I look at him and I am not upset. I'm just saying it. There will be repercussions for this.
Well, of course, but sometimes wars take dirty actions on both sides to win.
We should not be here when that happens. It would not be good for our well-being.
That would be very bad for us to be here when that happens.
Yes. Perhaps this would be the final visit to this place.
It may indeed.
Regardless, I would like to speak with other people to see if there is a scribe or something here in the tower that could answer some questions. Do you know of any?
No, I've only been in this place twice. This is my second time.
Well,
I don't know the layout. There's not many scribes here, just soldiers everywhere.
you have clout here. Perhaps just go and ask. If I walk around, they'll look at me and turn away.
We'll keep looking and trying. I'll look around and try to see if there's someone more scholarly than soldier-like that may be able to know where the temple would keep archives if they actually had any left or they kept them at all.
Yeah. So I mean, you know that like archiving and stuff like that isn't that important to the tower, right? Because like knowledge is transitory, shit burns. And yeah, if they need anything, they would like for knowledge, they would like pray for it. But if Hazan is coming and going from heaven, I mean, maybe he has a way to do that from here. Or you could rest and wait and see if he comes back and then ask him about it. But as it stands, there probably isn't anywhere in the tower itself that contains the kinds of like archives or information that you're looking for.
Yeah. I relate all that to Sully. Like, yeah, I just don't think that that kind of thing would be here. Not a religion of knowledge, a religion of letting go and moving on.
I have an idea. Will you make sure that I don't get in trouble for it if it goes poorly?
Sully.
Is that a yes?
What?
Sounds like a yes.
What are you... It depends on what you're going to do.
Well, I know of the best way to make sure that the smartest and most important people in this tower are here in front of us in a moment notice.
I will try to protect you, but if you do something that I can't protect you from, I'm going to just walk away.
But what can't you protect me from?
You do some sort of sacrilege or try to kill somebody or something.
No, not death. There's no... I'm not that type of wizard. But what... impersonation. How does that fare in the realm of the tower?
Oh, you are not.
The second he says
I've got to see this.
The second he says that, I just want to cast Major Illusion and be Hassan. Have Hassan appear and say,
"Oof."
In my... I am Hassan and I have returned. And just see who comes running. To see if any of
just have him appear out of nowhere, and then say that, and then just stand there.
Yeah, and just like wait to see who
I
appears.
have returned.
I mean, nobody's gonna come running or whatever. Like
He doesn't have like
do
people
it.
that. Okay, I'm gonna do it still.
Okay, all right. So you conjure up an illusion of Hassan, just like in the middle of the room, and people are busy doing their own thing, and I think like a couple of people like turn to look and are like, "Oh, Hassan's back," but he's just standing there in the middle of the room. But nobody like rushes over and like throws himself at his feet or whatever, and he's just like there's this illusion of Hassan standing there.
I realize that it's not like being a big enough of an asshole, so I'll just have him start yelling at me specifically, as loud as possible, and asking like, "Why are you here?" Blah blah.
Giving
blah,
you
blah,
the full Arlie Ermy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This makes people intentionally pay less attention because they're like, "Oh, Hassan's yelling at someone. Let's stay away from that situation."
More mundane. God damn it.
So they like look away and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm gonna stay away from that scene."
Okay, and then I'll say, "Oh, Hassan, you're so correct," and I'll make him like give me praise, sing my praises and adoration the entire time. The actual opposite of what Hassan would do.
Okay, yeah. So you do that. You say like, "Oh, you're so right," and then he's like, "Yes, Sully Huffa, you are the greatest. Boy, I am sure glad that you are here to help us in our cause. You who are my favorite turtle, what a lovely shell you have, and you are not obnoxious at all, and have many friends, and everyone likes and respects you, and your magic is powerful and exciting." And like, yeah, you're getting some weird side eye, like, what is happening?
Yeah, I turned to Ram.
I don't think anybody wants to like get involved.
I turned to Ram. Does he not have someone that serves him? What? His advisors? What? I don't understand.
You're thinking of a king. He's not a king.
But is he not in charge here?
General here. You don't worship people at the tower. That's different. You want the lovers if you want that. Why don't you summon the tower itself? That'll get someone's attention.
I'd have to recast the spell, right? If I want to just change the shape and form of Hassan.
I believe that you would, yes.
Oh, fuck, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna summon a mini tower just to make fun of Ramus, but I'm not gonna do it anymore if I have to do that. Yeah, I think with malleable illusion, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What says the nature of the illusion using? It's such a stupid worded thing.
Yeah, I know.
All right, yeah, I just like snap it off. Illusion just kind of fades away. Well, I tried. This place is stupid. I just kind of like turn around. Should we retire to our quarters?
That was hilarious watching you yell at yourself and praise yourself. That was great.
Yeah, it was like being with you for 5 minutes. I just kind of like to walk down the hallway all proud. And then I get to the end. Wait,
Okay.
Where are we going, Ramus? Walk back
Upstairs to rest.
over. Okay. I follow you. I don't know where I'm going.
Starving.
Should we find Berg before we go?
He'll come up when he's ready. He's being taken care of because he's his lord now.
Is that
I like-
jealousy, Ramus?
The person who keeps raising him his ass from the dead is not the lord, but yeah, he gets to be the lord. That's great.
What is a higher calling than brother? I heard that said a lot. Brother Krill, as it were.
Just a common greeting.
I would. I can call you something more eloquent if you want.
That's all right, Sully. Just being with you is reward enough.
Okay. Just kind of like stare at you. I think we go upstairs to the third quarters or the third floor to our quarters.
You could call me Lord Commander if you want.
That's not very religious, but I can if you wish. Lord Commander Ramus Krill.
Can you make some imaginary soldiers for me? Oh, guard me with your illusions.
I'm going to sleep soon, so yeah, sure. And I cast Major Illusion again. And a row of soldiers appear behind Ramus.
Yes,
Excellent,
guard
Ramus, you
me
have some-
as I sleep, brothers.
Amazing. You have some imaginary. Good. You have some imaginary people. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. All right. So, Berg, I think you return. Ramus and Sully have found a place to rest. You found some rooms in the tower, and the three of you. Like, do you go to separate rooms and rest, or do you kind of like reconvene before you take your long rest?
Berg probably comes through and sees where, like what the others were up to. Like after he gets his armor, probably just shows him like, I got armor.
Look what I got.
Oh, that's very nice. Is it magical, perhaps?
No, I don't believe so anyways.
No. Well, rather mundane, Berg. But nice armor nonetheless.
Sully, behind Berg's back, I'm secretly telling you to.
What are you looking at?
Berg, nothing. Berg, what is that on your? And I walk over to Berg. I didn't quite understand what Ramus was telling me to do, so I lean over and start biting Berg's armor.
Just chomp.
I'm testing the armor. Isn't this funny, Berg? Berg, this.
Berg just like slowly pushes him away. Like,
Stop that.
Oh, that was great fun. Thank you for allowing me to do that, Berg. I look towards Ramus and I don't know what that was.
I walk up to you and whisper you into your ear. Make an illusion of rust monsters, you idiot.
Berg, what's that? I snap and cast minor illusion. Oh god, I lost my
All
character
right.
sheet. It's a cantrip.
Berg,
so.
can you make an intelligence?
wait, you're gonna make me make a fucking intelligence roll.
Make an intelligence save.
DC
Yep.
15.
Oh, we failed.
Berg, there's a rust
where did you
monster.
make it? Where did you make it go?
It's right behind you, behind Ramus.
Do you hear that?
Yes, Berg, I do. I kind of smile.
What is it?
I don't know. It's beyond famous.
Sounds so familiar.
Berg like turns around, draws his weapon right away.
Yeah, you don't see it anywhere.
Yeah, Berg's like,
I know that noise. How did they get in here?
I don't know, Berg. They can appear anywhere, it seems.
You can't kill them, Berg. They're the sacred creature of the tower.
Fuck
Sacrilege
that.
to kill one.
Berg's just like ready. Like if you're making it move at all, like he's just following the noise.
If I see you like walking towards it, it definitely moves away from me a little bit.
Yeah, like Berg's like leaning around, like looking under the beds and stuff.
I turn to Ram, or I like whisper to Rams. This is quite mean. I hope you understand that.
Also quite funny.
Berg's noticing the two of them aren't really like paying attention and like grabbing the seriousness of it. He's like,
What are you two doing? Help me fight this.
Well, you should be in the front lines, Berg.
I just want this armor. I don't want it ruined.
All right, let him have his armor. Take it away.
Okay. I make the sound of it being slain as if someone has killed it. The death throes of the.
What does a rust monster sound like when someone slays it?
I don't know.
Like,
Right. Just goes.
Okay, all right.
it sounds like a turtle
not
having
very
sex, apparently.
But it's not the illusion doing that. It's literally me. So I just go. It goes away. Oh,
Berg's just like,
someone slayed it, Berg, not Berg.
Berg's just very confused. Like,
fair. So am I.
I'm going to go to bed now.
Very well.
just stares at them.
Keep your armor on. There might be more.
You're so exhausted, Berg. You need some sleep.
Berg's like kind of suspicious, but can't prove anything, so he just leaves.
Okay. All right. I think that we retire to our quarters as well, or at least I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't speak for
Sure.
Amos.
Okay. All right. So you all get your rest. And the next morning, kind of as sun is coming up, we come back to Kalimat. So, Kali, where are you headed now? The city lies before you. A new day dawning.
I'm going to meet up with my friends.
Okay. So where would they be?
Oh, by the way, did I get a long rest somewhere or?
No. I mean, you could take a short rest.
You've been traveling.
I mean, you were just hanging out in a bar, so that's a short rest, but
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, that means I can spend hit dice, yeah?
yeah. If you want to spend hit dice, that's valid.
Yeah. Let's see. I have 6 of them. Oops. There's 1, 2. Wait. I have 8. Oh, I have a D8 for hit dice, right?
Yeah.
For being a rogue or a bard.
Yeah. I think bards are the same.
I'm pretty sure rogues and bards are the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. I don't ever play 5th edition, so I don't know
2,
what any of the player
Jesus.
level like stuff is. It's D8. Yeah.
3,
You are rolling like shit. Roll better.
7. Yeah, no shit.
That's like halfway.
9.
God damn
Fuck.
it, Zeke.
Stop
Jesus.
rolling back.
Fuck
God
off,
damn.
man.
11. How many do I got left? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my last one.
Jesus.
Fucking hell, man. Wow.
You're terrible. All right.
I
Well,
know.
cool. You're kind of drunk. You stumble out of the bar
2, 3,
at
7,
like
8, 9,
dawn, and you
12.
don't feel particularly well rested. Yeah. Do you have a Constitution bonus? Do you have like a +1?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah. So you'll get another 1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5. However many you rolled, you get
6. Okay,
your
cool.
bonus.
I'm almost at, like, that's okay, because I'm almost at full, even with rolling that badly.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So I'm at 36
dawn
and 38.
approaches. Dawn approaches, and we find Kalimat heading for where? The Temple District?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. All right.
I'm heading back to the place where I left them, and then following their trail from there if I can, if it's not too hard.
No, it takes time.
I'm assuming they went to the tower, so that's where I'll go.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, I think you got an early start on it. They're still sleeping in the early hours of the morning, and you arrive at one of the gates into the temple district. The temple district is not the serene place of festival and meditation you might have last seen it as. Many of the temples, the magician's sanctum, the home of the chariot, like they're just burning like piles of rubble now. There seems to have been a battle near the tower. There are like ruined, still burning like wooden scaffolds that are just like scorched and sending smoke up into the sky. The tower looms before you, and this is where your friends are.
Okay.
But there are also the other tower, the other temples arrayed around it. And actually, I think you hear, you would hear prayer. You'd hear morning prayer coming from the Temple to the Sun, which is a big golden dome. It's like an octagon-shaped building with a big golden dome, and you can hear music and chanting coming from over there.
Okay. Is there a temple to the star?
Yeah, there is. It is near the tower, near the house at the end of all.
Okay.
It is a simple dark stone building, kind of like at the back of the plaza.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take a slight detour to the Temple of the Star.
Okay. Sure.
Because I am lost and I am in need of guidance. I'm hoping the star will provide that.
Yeah. So as you approach the building, it seems pretty like there's no one around. It's sitting in the shadow of two of the other buildings. It's small and kind of unassuming. It probably never sees direct sun just because of the way that the architecture is laid out here. There are stone archways that pass like over it between the other buildings. Like, it looks like one of those little like nail houses where they've built these two kind of palatial looking temples on either side, and then it's just sort of this little kind of like squat, cramped stone building. And as you approach, you can hear like water running from inside. You hear like a spring or something like that inside.
Okay. I continue on.
Okay.
See if there's anybody alive walking around or anything.
Yeah, you approach the door. So the front of the building is a dark, like gray stone facade with the two wooden doors, both of which are open. There's a little moat around the temple. You can see in it, I mean, I guess ash has drifted in. Maybe you see like at the bottom of the moat, like a soldier's helmet hewn by an axe, being sort of picked at by some koi. And there's a little bridge that leads over into the temple.
Okay. I'll stop and admire like the surroundings and stuff and just kind of try and take it all in. But I won't linger for too long.
Okay.
Yeah. Continuing on.
Right. So you try to cross the bridge. Can you make a wisdom save for me?
Mm-hmm. Sorta.
You got a 10. Okay. Yeah. You find every step you take across the bridge harder and harder to make until your willpower gives out and you just stop in the middle of the bridge. And you can't. It's not that you can't physically do it. It's just like you can't bring yourself to like lift your foot and put it down again, and you've just like stopped in the middle of the bridge.
Do I have any problem with willpower backing up?
No.
Okay. So I take a second and I back up one step, and I just kind of shout, "Oh there! There's a pilgrim outside and seeking guidance. If there's anybody within, please answer my call."
and I don't think the fish look up at you confusedly, like, what is this yelling? What's the sound?
And I don't get anything.
You don't hear anything, not initially anyway. Okay. But the door's open. Like you can hear like wind chimes inside gently.
Now the bridge is over a river, right?
It's over like a little stream. Yeah, like a moat,
stream. That's right. Yeah. Is it deep? Can I see the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
it's it's like 3 or 4 feet deep.
Okay.
Yeah. It wouldn't be safe to dive into.
No, I will like, since the fish are kind of looking at me, does it look like they are looking at me on purpose, or are they looking at me like, oh, accidentally looked at by a fish?
You just made a noise. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay.
Looking up at out of the water.
No, I was seriously about to start talking to the fish.
Yeah, and I think you turn and you like put your hands on the edge and you peer over the edge at the fish, and that's when you hear a voice from the temple entrance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a soft voice, and he says, "They're beautiful, aren't they?"
Without looking up, I just nod my head, quite.
I think sometimes that I used to be a fish in a past life. Enlightenment's not all it's cracked out to be.
I look up.
Yeah, you see a monk wearing like barefoot, wearing the sort of loose, like kind of Shaolin monk like a garb, though it's in like a deep indigo color. It's a human as far as you can tell. Shaved head, a row of like painted dots, 6 dots like painted on their forehead. Because of the voluminous robes and the shaved head, hard to guess at their sex at a distance. And yeah, they're just standing in the doorway. It's like looking at you, looking at the fish.
These are very, very troubling times. I think that I wouldn't mind being a fish right now.
Certainly,
they seem to have very little to worry about.
It's true. They don't know that there's a war going on. The city's in danger. None of that. They just know that it's time for me to feed them. And the monk walks over to the edge of the other edge, and throws a handful of, it's got a bag, and throws a handful of like food, something into the water.
You might be able to see from my face that I'm here with a heavy heart and a burdened mind. I feel like I've lost my way. And I know that the star might provide guidance.
And he nods and says, but you're having trouble crossing the bridge.
As I am.
Well, I mean, look at you. And the monk gestures. You've gold in your pockets. You've a fine weapon at your hip. I'm sure there's all sorts of interesting things in that bag.
Yet, with all of my spoils and riches, I can't seem to reconcile the dilemma I'm having.
And what's that?
Would you... I have friends. I call them friends loosely now, but they don't seem to give care to any sort of life. It's either a means to an end or an obstacle to be destroyed. And I don't feel that way. I feel life is to be lived and cherished, and with adventures and song and whatever else exciting things that you may come across. It's meant to be filled up with these things, not to be snuffed out or unloved. And I'm wondering what it is I should do, because I feel duty bound.
I think you've come to the wrong temple. Yeah, so they interrupt and they say, I think you've come to the wrong temple. If you're looking for song and pleasure in life. And they look like a ways away and they say, the Lover's Temple is still open. I don't think the tower's marauders have gotten to it yet.
Well, I guess my question or my journey boils down to one thing. Do I become cold to the world and to life and follow my friends and stay with them? Or do I leave them?
The monk looks at you for a couple of minutes. There's a quiet in the early morning air, and you can hear at a distance the last sounds of the Sun Temple, and they're chanting. And the monk of the star looks at you and says, the tower serves a purpose. They lay low that which needs laying low. Destroy that which needs destroying, which, in the end, well, it's everything. Every tree, every mountain, every life, it all ends.
Mm-hmm.
We, and he gestures to himself, meaning like the clergy of the star, we're here to remind people that there's a purpose to that destruction. Not to shy away from it, not to avoid it, not to fight it, but to understand that there is something that comes after.
I can understand that.
Whether you feel like you should continue traveling with these friends of yours, and he looks up at the tower back to you, or not, I can't tell you what to do. Destruction is a natural part of the cycle of things, and it always ends, eventually.
Hmm.
Just like you and I do. Don't agonize too much about these things.
Our lives are a part of the wheel.
Of course.
And our lives, you're saying our lives lived matter very little because the wheel turns on whether we like it or not.
Now you're seeing it.
Do you believe that the Arcana has a path for everyone?
Of course. I'd be a pretty poor monk if I didn't, wouldn't I?
Do you believe the Arcana puts things in our path? Everything they put in our path is something that we're meant to do or meant to deal with?
Everything in creation teaches us a lesson. We just have to be wise enough to see that lesson through.
Can the Arcana itself be taught a lesson?
The Arcana is not a man or a fish. The Arcana doesn't know the world. The Arcana is above it.
Thank you. I think I've made my decision.
And the monk smiles and says, well, I've done my good deed for the day. I'm going to go have a nap.
Sleep the sleep of the
yeah.
blessed.
Yeah, and they turn around. The monk goes back into the shrine, into the temple. And do we linger on Calumet here for a moment? Do we do the Inception thing, or it's like, is Calumet gonna go back to the tower or not? And then we catch a break there.
That sounds.
Or do you want a more clear, like we follow you? Yeah, so we leave it, we cliffhanger it a little for that. So yeah, so we see Calumet turn, maybe look up at the tower, but before you take a step in any direction, we go to break.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, let's take our quick 2-hour break, or 2-minute break here after 2 hours.
Woo, 2-hour break.
We'll see you guys at 10 o'clock Eastern. We'll be right back. I have to actually fly to California real quick, so we'll see you guys in just a bit. No, we're going to take a 5-minute break here, as we do after 2 hours on the show. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with more Court of Swords right after this. We'll see you then. And for those watching on YouTube, if you want to continue watching, subscribe to twitch.tv/itmeJP. You can watch the VOD right now for free. Actually, for $4.99.